Hi guys, welcome to today. Yesterday was curry night because I wasn't working and I'm not working today. And it kind of turned into whiskey night as well. I'm a little hanging at the moment. I've got this one, I've had that one, and I've cleared most of the pint of this water. So, all fun. But anyway, that's enough of that. I'm gonna crack on. So let me just get comfortable. Anyway, yes, I should be good to carry on. Now, I have been asked to give my response to the outcome of the American election. This is probably not a good subject to tackle when you're hanging, I'll tell you that. But anyway, as you guys know, I like to try to stay, if I'm going to tackle things like politics, or if I dared to open up religion or something like that, stay neutral. For the love of God, stay neutral. Or at least try to. Now, having said that, you can dislike people. When it comes to politics, stay neutral politically speaking. You know, show the good points on either side and all that kind of stuff. But you can dislike people. For example, and this is going to get a lot of people disliking me, I don't like Jeremy Corbyn. Nothing against Labour, but I don't like Jeremy Corbyn. I think he's a communist tosspot. That's a personal preference. That's personal, okay? But I've got nothing against a lot of Labour policies. I've got nothing against a lot of Conservative policies. It's just people you can dislike. So, bearing this in mind, what do I think to the outcome of the American election? Well, first of all, let's tackle staying neutral. During the election campaign, yeah, okay, whatever. I mean, each side was throwing crap at one another. I pointed out it was turned into a debacle. I mean, they were just throwing crap, basically. Oh, he's done that. She said this. He said that. She did this. That's all it was. It was a farce. I mean, to begin with, I mean, Hillary is a professional career politician. Trump isn't. Okay? Trump's a businessman. Which is fine. But in the first debate, Hillary was on point. She was on political issues, things like that. And he ended up coming out of that first debate looking like, calm down, dear. It's only a commercial. You know, he did, didn't he? Let's be fair, let's be honest, he did. And then in the second one, instead of somebody in Trump's camp turning around to Trump saying, look, start to get on some policies, start to actually have some answers, start backing away from, you know, personal assaults on Hillary and things like that. Somebody turned around to Hillary and said, start getting the digs in, start becoming witty. Now, you can like it, you can hate it, I don't really care. The one thing Hillary is not is witty. Okay, she's not quick on responses. She's a polished politician. I mean, if you look at most of her facial expressions when things are going off around her, if this was an act, you know, if this was an actress in a film responding to what was going on around her, the critics would slam her for being wooden, for being ham acting, you know, all that kind of stuff. And it's the same when it comes to, she looks political, she looks state-like, but she doesn't look like she's getting what she's saying, or she's getting what she's doing. She gets it when it comes to politics, but the witty kind of thing, the reactions, the jibes, the jabs, she doesn't have it. The one thing Trump does have, like him or hate him, is the ability to come back quickly. Wit. Might not be funny, but he can get straight on it. Like, for example, when she said, let's just be thankful you're not in the White House. He came back to that, hit it out of the park by saying, yeah, you'd be in jail. You know, that's a paraphrase quote, I know, but you all remember the moment. But the issue so much is not, okay, it's a Republican-led America now, or it's a Democrat-led America, whatever. Every 4 years, you re-vote, Democrats stay in a while, Republicans stay in a while, Democrats stay in a while, Republicans stay in a while. There's checks, there's balances, there's Congress, Senate, everything like that. You've got everything in place. Okay, so it's Republican-led. Okay, happens. I mean, if anybody's curious, bring up the election result map for 1972. There is no blue on that map. Well, there might be a little tiny bit, a little speck somewhere. But it is red. The entire nation went Republican. America is still here. There hasn't been nuclear holocaust. And that was 1972. Before the women's rights really kicked in. When everybody had nuclear weapons and you were having kind of the standoffs and the Cold War and everything like that. Everything in America went red. There's not been any nuclear holocaust. You see what I mean? It's Republicans get in, Democrats get in, Republicans get in, Democrats get in. That's my reaction to it. Now, trying to stay neutral. Now, the Republican side is the right side of politics. It leans to the right. I don't mean it's correct. I'm just saying it's the right side. It leans to the right versus the left. And on the far right of politics, you get the racial groups. Fine, we all know this. You know, the right side of politics in America includes the Ku Klux Klan. The left side of politics includes communism, Stalinists, Trotskyites, Marxists, things like that. That's on the left side. According to Democrats, throughout the entire election, and this, if you want to know who won Trump's campaign for him, it was Hillary. And I'm going to explain that. Throughout the campaign, Trump was having a go at Hillary. Oh, the emails. And Obama. Oh, Obamacare. And, you know, that kind of stuff. Hillary started having a go at Republicans, not just Trump. The deplorables, misogynists, bigots, racists, so on and so forth. Every person on the left is a communist. Is that correct? Is that statement righteous? No, it's not, is it? Neither is every person on the right is a racist, a misogynist, a bigot, or whatever. And the one thing that always amazes me about American politics is the GOP, the Republican Party. Grand old party, isn't it? Their leader was one of their leaders was Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln went down in history as freeing the slaves. So if you're going to start calling them racists, you see what I mean? So that's the kind of issue. She started calling people... If you are Republican, you will vote Republican. If you are Democrat, you will vote Democrat. If you don't like the candidates, chances are you won't vote. Okay? That's it. It's as simple as... In the UK, if you're Labour, you'll vote Labour. If you're Conservative, you're Conservative. You will vote Conservative. If you don't like the candidate, chances are you'll just be like, I'm not going to vote. You're not going to vote Labour if you're Conservative, and you're not going to vote Conservative if you're Labour. And it's the same in America. If you're Republican, you won't vote Democrat. If you're Democrat, you won't vote Republican. The only people that swing are the swing voters, the people who are neither one nor the other. It's... Who do I agree with the most? What do I think? Who do I think is going to do the best for me or the country? That's how a swing voter works. The issue is, a lot of Republicans were probably following what people like Paul Ryan was saying. You know, no, distancing themselves from Trump. A lot of Republicans were probably sitting at home going, well, I just won't vote for him. Sod it. We'll do another 4 years of Democrats. Silver lining is we get a female president. That's probably what they were thinking. Then all of a sudden everybody started calling them racists, bigots, misogynists. You energised them to vote. That's why Trump won. That's the only reason he won. Like, he didn't get the popular vote. He won the electoral college votes. Now, there is a YouTube video doing the rounds that explains why America has the electoral college. I'll find it and bung a link in down below. Okay, I'm not going to go into that. I'll just find the video, bung a link in down below, have a giggle. It explains why they use it. Okay? But the thing is, he energised Hillary by herself, energised all the votes from the Republican side that wouldn't have voted for him. They just stayed at home. He took her on. She took all of them on. You know, and it came across like it's perfectly fine to do that. It's perfectly legitimate to do that. Instead of taking on the candidate or the party, you take on everyone, all the supporters. They're all racist. They're all bigots. Yeah, okay. Every Democrat's a communist. Oh, does it sting? Now you understand. You get that? Now, to try and stay balanced, you can't. With what's happened since the results, you can't stay balanced. And I'll try to explain why. Now, I've actually gone to this particular person's Twitter feed. Okay, I saw it doing the rounds on Twitter, and I thought, well, has it been photoshopped? Has it been taken out of context? You know, that kind of thing. So I found this particular person, and she's a YouTuber. Found her Twitter account, and I went down it. Now, to all the parents watching at the moment, I am going to be directly quoting, word for word, what has been tweeted. And you might want to, you know, PG at the moment, okay? Parental guidance if you've got kids in the room. Now, the first one's not too bad, the second one is, okay? So I'll give you the warning. Now, this particular person, Lacey Green, okay? Now, as far as I'm aware, she's got her own YouTube channel. She's doing relatively well. She's young. I think she's still a teenager. I know she's young, whatever. She might have turned into her 20s by now, but she talks on, you know, teenage angst and sex education and all that kind of stuff. And people have, going through her Twitter account, people are like, well, she's very helpful, although what a teenager knows about sex compared to a 30-odd-year-old, you're blind leading the blind, you know what I mean? But I understand what she's trying to do. Okay, I'm not ripping her one on this, okay? This is why you cannot stay neutral when trying to tackle what's going on in America at the moment. Her first tweet, this was before the results came in. Okay? Regardless of the outcome, we are clearly deeply divided and broken country. So much work ahead to mend, heal, and restore the you in USA. How beautiful is that? That's perfect. She tweeted that when it looked like the Democrats still had a chance of winning. Democratic. Okay, so there she is. Democrats are going to win. You know, come on, Republicans. Basically, once you get the second one, you'll understand why I'm saying this. But basically, it's a case of, regardless of the outcomes, Republicans, we are clearly a deeply divided country. So let's work ahead, you know, to mend and heal and all that. Okay, that's what I just read. Then she lost. And this is the issue with the younger voters, the ones who have that kind of teenage reaction to everything. We've all been teenagers, we've all been there, we've all done it. This is her reaction after the results have come in. Parents, be warned. We are now under total Republican rule. Textbook fascism. Fuck you, white America. Fuck you, you racist, misogynistic pieces of shit. Good night. Teenage reaction? Anybody? Before the results, when it looked like Hillary would win, regardless of the outcome, we are clearly a deeply divided and broken country. So much work ahead to mend, heal and restore the you in USA. After the election, fuck you, fascist pigs! How How in hell's name can you stay neutral on that? Look at the riots going on. You know, when Obama won, the first black president, the Republicans weren't happy. Ooh, they weren't happy. They were annoyed. Obamacare, they were unhappy. They didn't like it. Did they go out and riot? No. Why? Because when the Republicans lose, when most right-leaning, centre ground right-leaning parties lose, they tend to stand there and go, suck you up, move on, let's just see what happens. We've got the checks and balances, so on and so forth. But even in this country with Brexit and everything like that, when the left lose, toys out the pram, toys out the pram. Riots, court cases, beating people up. The Democratic heartland voters, the younger generation, ban guns, ban the death penalty, let's have peace on earth, let's all of this. Soon as they lose, I've read tweets that have said, isn't it about time for another assassination? That's not a Republican saying that. How would you like me to stay neutral on this? What's going on at the moment from the Democratic, supposedly the Democratic centre ground, to be fair, that's what they like to call themselves. What's going on there? Burning the flag, burning the symbol of freedom, not burning an effigy of Trump, although I know they've been doing it, not burning symbols of republicanism, although I do know they've been doing it. They've been burning the flag. No, that's the symbol of your nation. That's the symbol of the Constitution. That's the symbol of freedom. That is the symbol of the United States. If you don't know what the stars are, look up what they mean. Yeah? That is the symbol of the US. And you're burning it because you don't like Trump. I can't stay neutral on that. I'm sorry, I can't. What the younger rioting Democrats are doing, in reality, given, burnings and the beatings, I mean, there's been a veteran, homeless veteran in actual fact, beaten to death by rioters. I saw that on Yahoo Newsfeed. Okay, what they are doing is making the Ku Klux Klan look kind of balanced. How can I stay neutral on that? The Ku Klux Klan are not moderate. They're not balanced. But what's going on as a reaction is making them look that way. And let's take a racist and point them out to be as stupid and retarded as they actually are. I knew one in one of the sites I worked on. There is a security guard on that site. He's a Hindu. Perfectly fine lad, does his job, keeps himself to himself, but he's alright, whatever. I was starting my shift. This particular individual, racist, was starting his shift. We walked in. The security guard is munching his dinner, rice, meat and sauce and all that kind of stuff, with his fingers. Okay? From the security hut all the way around to transport, I had to listen to this idiot standing there going about how backward these people are because they're eating with their fingers, how unhygienic it is. He called him names. I can tell you he's not from Pakistan, so he was wrong. He was calling him all these different names. How backwards and how unevolved they are and uneducated they are and unhygienic they are because he was eating his dinner with his fingers. When we got to transport, I looked at him and I said, how do you eat a kebab with curry sauce when you're drunk? How do you eat fish and chips down the seafront? What about a Mars bar, bag of crisps, Scotch egg? You don't get the fine china out for it, do you? That's how retarded racism is. And what's happening as a result of the election in the States is the Democratic centre ground, the youth vote of the Democratic centre ground, is making racists, like the KKK, look moderate. I cannot balance this. I can't do it. That's my reaction to this. If the results of the election cause the supposed peaceful, anti-gun, anti-crime, anti-death penalty, love on earth people to react like that, give me a Republican-led United States every single day for eternity. Because if that's the reality of the Democratic centre ground, which I know it's not, but if that is, as it's being broadcast, as you are seeing it every single day in the evening with the riots and so on and so forth, get rid of it. Bye-bye. I'm sorry. You know, when it comes to the Brexit thing with the court case, I can understand that. You know, the court case is there to make sure due process is followed. Fine. What's going on in the States? It's just an excuse for the young to riot, to smash things up, to burn things, including the only true symbol of freedom. I can't stay balanced on that. I mean, that's the phone case for my Samsung. That was the phone case for my LG. You don't burn that symbol. You just don't. So my reaction to it is, if the Democrats' support is the rioters, or things like that, I'm Republican. At least they're adults. Anyway, I've waffled on for long enough, so I shall see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share about. I know I'm going to have people having a go at me. And I'm not saying that Trump is God. I'm not saying that Hillary is evil. I'm not saying Hillary is God or that Trump is evil. I'm not saying that. What I'm pointing out is the response, is the reaction. And, you know, if that's going to be the reaction, stick Republican America, yes, safer. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like I said, I know I'm going to get people who don't like me, whatever. Like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do. I'll see you in the next one. I'm going to make some content in a minute, just after this, because I've had something arrive, so I'm going to show you what it is. Anyway, catch you later. Cheers, guys.